What's going on, everybody? Dallas again with Chaos Fragrances. Today we're back with another fragrance review. This time we're going to be taking a look at a newer fragrance from Dolce & Gabbana. It is a flanker to The One, which, as pretty much all of you know, a very popular men's fragrance. The One Eau de Parfum is personally one of my favorites of all time when it comes to designer fragrances. It's one of my dumb reach fragrances for the winter. So I'm finally glad to be getting my nose on this one. Like I said, it's a flanker to The One, and it's Dolce & Gabbana The One Gray. So in this video, I'm going to be reviewing this fragrance. I'm going to go ahead and go over how it smells, how it performs, when you can wear it. Also, I'm going to compare it to The One Eau de Parfum, Eau de Toilette, just kind of give you a general idea of how it stacks up to those, which are their, main, most popular ones. So if that sounds interesting to you, let's go and jump into this. So let's go and start off with the scent. How does this smell? When you first spray it on, what you're going to notice pretty much right away is it does still smell a lot like Dolce & Gabbana The One. It's not completely different. It doesn't smell like a whole different thing. You can definitely tell that there is that Dolce & Gabbana The One DNA in there. The first thing I personally noticed is that it's a little bit fresher. It's a little bit more bright, it has a little bit more of a citrus pop, and overall just comes across a little bit more fresh to my nose compared to the one, just, the Eau de Toilette or the Eau de Parfum. In the opening, I get grapefruit, which shouldn't be much of a surprise because that is in Dolce & Gabbana The One. But what I have found is that it's toned up a little bit more. That grapefruit is a little bit more prominent, and again, that's adding to more of that freshness that I talked about earlier. As it starts to dry down, I start to pick up on some cardamom. That's giving it a little bit of a spicy feel, something a little bit spicy, a little bit warm as well, and it comes in really nice. There's also tobacco like in the regular Dolce & Gabbana The One, but what I found is that tobacco is pushed back a little bit and some of the fresher notes are brought forward. So again, the grapefruit, the cardamom, which is kind of a little bit fresh, it's giving it a little bit of a spice. There's also clary sage, which is giving it kind of a dirty, musky feel, and there's also vetiver. I'm a huge fan of vetiver in fragrances personally, and I really like how it comes across in this one. Again, it's giving it a nice woody feel, and the tobacco is still there, playing along as well. Again, like I said, what this has done is it's basically taken the One DNA and it's freshened it up a little bit. It's made it a little bit more suitable for daytime wear and things like that, at least in my opinion. There's also lavender as well, and again, that's giving it some freshness. It's giving it a little bit of a powdery scent, and I really like that a lot. It's aromatic, it's a little bit warm, it's spicy, it's a little bit fresh. Overall, I really like how this smells. Again, like I said, I'm a huge fan of the One DNA. Like I said, it's one of my favorites, and I'm a really big fan of this one too. In my opinion, it would be hard to dislike this if you like Dolce & Gabbana The One, because it still does smell similar, it still does have that DNA. It's not like this is a completely different thing. It still retains that tobacco sweetness from The One, but again, what they've done is they've lightened it up and they've freshened it up, and I really like it a lot. I can really appreciate what they've done here. Like I said, for me personally, I like it. So before we talk about when you can wear this scent, I just want to jump in here and say, if you haven't checked out my decanting course yet, if you head on over to chaosfragrances.com, you'll be able to check it out there. You can also click the link in the description. And one thing you'll notice is a pop-up box will come up on the screen. If you enter your email address into that, I'll send you an additional 20% off coupon. So it's already discounted on the website, but again, if you enter your email, you'll be sent a discount code to get it even cheaper, which is awesome, which would definitely be a steal. And like I've said multiple times, this course tells you everything you need to know to decant, from setting your prices to decanting to actually shipping. All that stuff, it'll tell you exactly how to do it. That way you can build up your collection really quickly without having to pay a bunch of money out of pocket. And in a matter of months, you'll be able to build an extremely awesome collection. So jumping back into this fragrance, when can you wear the One Gray? It's a very versatile scent, just like the regular The One. You can wear it for pretty much anything you would want. I will say though, what is nice about this version, the fact that it is freshened up a little bit, it makes it a little bit more wearable for daytime. For me personally, whenever I think of Dolce & Gabbana The One, I think of an evening date scent. And like I've said multiple times, I have worn it in the daytime a lot. It was one of my dumb reaches when I was going to school. There'd be times where I'd wear that every day for like a week or two straight because I didn't want to wear anything else, obviously, during the day. So you can do it 100%. But like I said, when I smell the fragrance, when I think of it, for me personally, it is just an amazing date night scent, and that's really all I really see it for, especially now that I have more fragrances in my collection. That's really about all I use it for. but like I said, you can wear it for pretty much anything else, even during the day. But what I find with this one is this seems even more suited for the daytime. Again, it's freshened up, it's a little bit more citrusy, it's got a little bit more of an aromatic and spicy touch to it, and to me that makes it perfect for daytime wear, whether you're wearing it to the office or any sort of other things during the daytime. It's going to work out really well for that. I would also say with the regular Dolce Gabbana The One, can sometimes be a little bit more of a dressed up scent, like I was talking about earlier, going on dates and stuff like that. I feel like this one, you can maybe dress this one down a little bit because it's got almost a little bit more of a sporty touch to it. It's not Dolce Gabbana The One Sport, which I personally haven't smelled, but I'm assuming that one's even more fresh and more actually sporty. So I'm not saying this is a full-on like sport flanker, but comparing it to the original Dolce Gabbana The One, it does have a little bit more of a sporty freshness to it, to where you could maybe dress it down a little bit more and wear it during the daytime. Also, in terms of seasons and weather, pretty much all year round, I think you could wear this one. It's freshened up enough to where you could pull it off in slightly warmer months. I wouldn't wear it in the blazing heat, like in the blazing summer temperatures, because it still does have that tobacco and some sweetness in there, and the cardamom is a little bit sweet and spicy as well, but it is tamed down enough and lightened up and a little bit more aromatic to where you could get away with wearing it in some warmer weather. So let's go and touch on performance. How does this stuff perform? And to be honest with you, it doesn't do all that great on my skin. And for a lot of people, that's not going to be a surprise. Everyone always complains about the performance of Dolce Gabbana The One, Eau de Toilette, and even the Eau de Parfum. Like I've said multiple times, I'm one of those people where I get really good performance. Well, not really good, but I get pretty solid performance from the Eau de Parfum. I get 8 to sometimes 9 hours consistently with the Eau de Parfum and moderate projection. It just works really well on my skin, and a lot of people say it only lasts like 5 hours or whatever. Like I said, I get really good performance out of it, so I've never been one to complain about it. It gets me through the day and everything like that. But this one here is a different story. It doesn't do quite as well on me like the Eau de Parfum does. And what's funny is I even had one person tell me one time that I was just straight up lying about the performance of the Eau de Parfum. They were saying something along the lines of, oh, you don't have to lie, you know the performance of it is bad and blah blah blah. And I'm not lying. Why would I lie about the performance I get from a fragrance? That makes no sense. I couldn't care less if it performs good on you or bad on you or whatever. Just telling you what it does on me. So that was a while ago. I just randomly thought of that, so I just threw it in here. But yeah, I'm not lying about the performance I get from the Eau de Parfum. It does good on me. But like I said, this one here, not so hot. Longevity, I get about 5 to 6 hours on my skin, which isn't quite as good as the Eau de Parfum like I was talking about. Projection wise, again, it's just a little bit below moderate. Not fully a skin scent, but it's definitely not really pushing out there either. So overall projection and longevity, it's below average on me, which is a shame, but I was kind of expecting that anyway, just because, again, the Eau de Toilette doesn't do all that good on people, and a lot of people don't even get that good performance from the Eau de Parfum. Again, I do, but again, with this one, not really the best there. It's not a huge surprise to me. It's kind of a letdown, but that's kind of what I was expecting. This is one where you'd probably want to carry a sample of it around with you or carry the whole bottle with you if you're trying to make it through a day, but that's not a huge deal. You can do that, you can spray it on, refresh yourself during lunch or whatever the case may be. It's not that hard to carry even a 3 ml sample like this. Just do a few sprays at lunch and you're good to go. So let's go and touch on compliments. Will this one be a compliment getter? The answer is absolutely. Again, the one Eau de Parfum is a huge compliment getter for me. That stuff does great. Again, it smells fantastic. It's very masculine. It's very warm and sexy. And again, with the Eau de Parfum, I get good performance with it to top it all off, so that helps even more with compliments. So in terms of scent, this one will be an amazing compliment getter because, again, it still does retain the one DNA, just freshened it up a little bit, so it's going to do fantastic. The limiting factor, though, when it comes to getting compliments with this one is the performance. Like I said, it doesn't project all that well and it doesn't last all that long. When it comes to having people notice this on you, those are two important things that is going to be crucial when it comes to actually getting attention. This is definitely going to be one where if you do get compliments from it, it's probably going to be when people are close enough to you to actually smell you, because again, it's not going to be pushing out to them. It's more like people are going to come to you, the fragrance isn't going to go to them. So if people are close to you and you're within the first few hours of spraying it on, it'll definitely be a compliment getter for you. So let's go and touch on price really quickly here. This already is on discounters. You can get a 100 ml bottle for about $50. give or take, $10, $5, just kind of depending on where you're buying it from. So right around that $50 range, which is in line with pretty much all of the other Dolce Gabbana The One scents. So now let's go and talk really quickly about what I think of this and where I would rank it in terms of, the regular Dolce Gabbana The One. If I was telling you which one to buy today, personally for me, I would still tell you to just go ahead and buy the Eau de Parfum. Again, for me, the main reason would be performance. It does do better on me, and I know that's not going to be the same for everyone. I'm just speaking for my skin here. That's all I have experience with. I don't have experience with anyone else's skin. I mean, why would I? That would be weird. But if I were to make the decision and go out and buy another bottle of The One, I'm still going to stick with the Eau de Parfum. And you're probably confused. You're probably like, well, why would you say that? You just gave this one a pretty solid review. And you're right, I did. This stuff smells fantastic. However, it's not necessarily different enough to me to where I would pick it over the Eau de Parfum, or when the Eau de Parfum performs better on me and also has a little bit more depth and is a little bit more warm. Again, this one is really nice and it's a nice fresher take on The One, but the performance does hold it back. And for me, like I said, that fresh difference isn't really enough to warrant me to buy it over the Eau de Parfum. So guys, I think that's gonna do it for this review. That is my take on Dolce Gabbana The One Gray. If you guys have tried this one, let me know what you think of it down below. I'd be curious to know what you guys have to think about this one. And that's going to do it, guys. So if you enjoyed this review, don't forget to leave a like. Also, don't forget to subscribe and turn on post notifications so you don't miss when I post. And as always, go check out the course, chaosfragrances.com. Like I said, if you enter your email, when the box pops up, you can get a 20% discount off of how it's already discounted. So at that point, you're really getting it for a steal. It's not going to get much cheaper than that. And that's going to do it, guys. So I will see you in the next video. Peace out.